Kaf Allah Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rekah Kodash Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahushai. Shalom. Double honors to the elder GMS Great Millstone. Shalom. Shalom to elect those whole ties which are scattered abroad. Greetings, we call ourselves the hopeful elect, because we do not know the elect on this time. Shalom, Labacharim, Shal Yasharallah, Ayaf Dawadah. Shalom, peace to you, Labacharim, to La elect, Bacharim, plural, Shal of Shalom, Labacharim, Shal Yasharallah. Yasharallah is Israel. Vayaf means house, Dawadah is King David's name in Paleo Hebrew, so peace to the elect of Israel, the house of David. Or a more direct translation, actually. Peace to the elect of Israel, house of David. If I were to say the Shalom Labacharim Shal Yasharallah Ha Vayaf Dawadah, the Ha there acts as a prefix like the house of David. English is surely a busted language. Hebrew's better. So, as you see, Elder Pazdahar, one of his channels here, type that in on YouTube. It's supposed to come right up. Everyone in the U.S. military will be CHIPPED. You see it? What's that? That's the MOTB, Mark of the Beast. We're coming into the times of the hour of temptation, which is when the Mark of the Beast will be enforced globally. So let's go through the Mark of the Beast. Here you go, brother.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And he causeth all, he, Esau, Edom, the elites, the head of the banking families, rich and poor. It doesn't matter your status, free and bond, if you're in prison or just walking around freely, to receive a mark. And what is that mark? It's not yet.
Strong's G 5480 Charagma. Charagma.
One more time.
Strong's G 5480 Charagma. Charagma.
Haragma. A stamp and a printed mark of the stamp on the forehead or on the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses. You brand something that you own, something that belongs to you.
That's a good point, brother.
Now we're going to go into the root word etymology of Haragma.
Oh, Slaki, can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
You had said the cattle, bro. That's a good point. I just brought back to if you go into the etymology of the word vaccine, it shows cattle. So the elites see us as cattle to heed. That's a good point, brother. There you go.
All right. Root word etymology for Haragma.
Strong's G 5482 Charax. Charax.
Harax. Harax. To sharpen to a point. The idea of scratching a stake, a palisade or rampart. Now we're going to show you what a palisade looked like, what was shown unto John. This is a picture of what John had seen as far as the palisade, to sharpen that point, a palisade. And here it is, the palisade. You can see the point, you can see the tip, you can see the part of the tip where the mark of the beast is going to be coming out to be implanted. There was another photo right here, and that's going to be, there it is, and you can see that point, that palisade that implants that micro C-hip into the left hand, the right hand, or even in the forehead. So for edification's sake, the palisade, that's the needle. Right here. This is the needle. Look, right here. That's going to inject. Back to blue letter. So that was the haddocks. The haddocks. Now we're going to get the root word etymology of haddocks.
Strong's G 1125. Grapho. Grapho.
Grapho. Grapho. Especially to write. To write. Writing. Leviticus 19:28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord Yahweh. So right here it's letting us know not to take any marks upon our flesh. No cuttings in the flesh for the dead, or nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. So that mark in Revelation 13:16 was the hadigma, the imprinted stamp, the mark. So the root word etymology for hadigma was the haddocks, the palisade, the needle, and then the grapho, to write. That's letting us know that that's a no-no. It's letting us know way back over here that that's a no-no. Nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. I am the Lord Yahweh. That's our power talking to us. All right, now we're back to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, still in blue letter Bible. We know what the mark is. We covered that in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now we're going to go to Revelation 14:9. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So right here, we're going to go down. Going down. You see that word mark again, hadigma. We're going to go down to hand.
Strong's G 5495. Chayer. Chayer.
That's the word for hand. Chaya. 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 So in the hand. All right, Revelation 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And Slakia, one last point from verse 16, when it talks about the foreheads, that's going into the Neuralink. Neuralink. You can check that out too. Just type that in Google and it'll show you the Neuralink. Same thing. Revelation 13:17, read it one more time. And that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his hand. So no man, nobody's going to be able to do that. Buy or sell. Say that he had the mark. What's the mark? The charagma, the imprinted stamp, the mark, or the name of the beast. What's the beast? The beast is NATO. And who is the head of NATO? America. And what does America have? Philosophies. And what do the people of America follow, and the other Americans and the other nations? They model themselves after the philosophies of Esau. They fully embrace them. And what are those philosophies? You got it right here. Their democracy, their religion, their idolatry, their homosexuality, lies, adultery, covetousness, and murder. These are the philosophies of America. America is the head of the beast, the Europe, the EU, NATO. This is the precept that backs it up. Revelation 18:3. For all nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of the fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her indulgences, pleasures. That's how the other nations got rich. They import goods to America to receive money, but they also follow America and follow Esau and Esau's philosophies and do what Esau does. China has done this. That's the best example. They used to be known for the rice paddies, but now they are strong. The scripture says, let the weak say, I am strong. China is strong. They don't even wear their ceremonial clothing no more. They model themselves after Esau. The men and the women model themselves after Esau. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, and verse 18. Little children, it is the last time. And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. So what's an Antichrist? An anti-Hamashiach. Anything that is against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And who's against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? First and foremost, Edom. You can read about that in Psalm 83. Other religions, other philosophies, other nations, they're all anti-Hamashiachs. They are against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Come on, brother. Because in the definition for charagma, a list of the bow to the stamp of follows upon the Antichrist. No, it said Antichrist there, the singular. But of course, we know that this scripture brings about there are many Antichrists, not just one Antichrist. And Antichrist is a compound word. Anti meaning against, and Christ means anointed one. And for Paleo Hebrew, it's Hamashiach. So anti means against the anointed one. Come on, brother.
All right, so that was, he had the mark, the haragma, or the name of the beast. We just went into that. The last sentence, or the number of his name. The number of his name is broken down in verse 18. Now let's read Revelation 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Let's get that. Go down.
Strong's G 5516. Chi, Xi, Stigma. Chi, Xi, Stigma.
High, psi, stigma. And these letters or these characters have meanings. The X is the 600. What looks like an E is 60. And what looks like a C is 6. 666. 666. Now we're going to go into stigma. We're going to go into stigma.
Strong's G 4742. Stigma. Stigma.
A mark pricked or branded upon the body, pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name of the stamp of their master or commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. So we can see that Esau has a god complex. This is Ezekiel 28 and verse 2. Son of man, saying unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power. I sit in the seat of a power in the midst of seas. Yet thou art a man and not a power, though thou set thine heart as the heart of a power. So this is Esau. He's being told that he's not a power. He is not a so-called God. So when we come to stigma, we're still in blue letter for stigma. The mark that's printed in or branded upon the body. When we get to the bottom, right here, devotees, some devotees who stamp themselves in this way with the token of their gods. And that's what's going to happen to anyone that takes that RFID micro C-hip. That's the MOTB, mark of the beast. They're stamping themselves to declare who their God is, who their power is. And this is what Esau is looking for. Total control
1984, the movie with the Slocky brother. What's that man's name? 1984. Let's look it up for edification's sake.
Edification's sake.
It's either George.
Yeah, 1984 for Orwellianism.
Yeah, come on, brother.
I probably said it wrong, but Orwellianism, something.
Yeah, Slocky for cutting you up. Go ahead.
No, you good.
Oh, okay. Let's get it real quick. Orwellianism. Here you go, brother. Oh.
Orwellian.
Oh, it has an R. Orwellian. Describes a totalitarian dystopian society characterized by mass surveillance, propaganda, the suppression of free speech. We can see that now. The Americans are supposed to have so-called free speech. It's not free speech. The suppression of free speech and the deliberate manipulation of language and history by the state. Coined in the 1950s after George Orwell's dystopian 1984. So we can see that all of this is coming into play. And all of these people that are referenced as made works or writings or movies, we can all see that they are all in this together and they are using. So this is an example of predictive programming. Predictive programming. They already know what they're going to do, but to generally bring it into the masses, into everyday and normal life, they ease it in, they squeeze it in. They show you something over here, they do something over there, they come with some type of show or writing. Predictive programming. Okay. That brings us to 2 Corinthians 2:11. For we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. We're not going to let Satan get the upper hand over us. And who is Satan? That's Esau, our adversary. Brother, I think you had something you wanted to bring out.
God, I just want to go to second. What was it, brother? 2 Corinthians 2:11.
2:11.
God, yeah, they call that gradualism. Gradually introduce it so the masses won't just buck up against it. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Back up the brother. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Gradualism, mind games, psychology, all a part of Esau's devices. The word there for devices also goes into the Greek. Let me get it. 2 Corinthians 2:11. It goes into his schemes, his plots.
Plans.
Come on, brother, plans. Put on the full armor of God, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is devices.
Strong's G 3540. Naima.
It says an evil scheme, a mental perception, a psychology, thought, that which thinks, psychology, the mind, thoughts or purposes, psychology, gradualism, psychological warfare. Here's a video right here, short. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Obedient workers, people who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
I know there's always somebody crying.
In 1949, George Orwell had a vision of the future. Today, that vision is still a best-selling novel, and his prophecy remains as terrifying as ever.
If you want a vision of the future, Winston, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever.
Oh, Slocky. This thing wasn't playing the entire time. Let's go back. Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Who was the crafty? That's Esau, Edom, deceiver. He tricked the world, convinced the world that what? So-called devil was in hell. He fell out of heaven when indeed he didn't. Lucifer means what? Light bearer. Who rules the world now? The Illuminati. What does Illuminati mean? It means, light, illuminated ones. Esau carries the light of the world now. He is the Lucifer, Luciferians. You have good Luciferians, you got evil Luciferians. 100% truth is light. So if you bear light, which is 100% truth, you're Lucifer, you're bearing light. If you're with the left-hand side, as the scripture speaks about, that dimmer light shall be put out, you're Lucifer. The scriptures speak about, O Lucifer, how art thou fallen from heaven? Heaven is also what in addition played upon earth. Who's in their heaven now? These Luciferians, which is the elites of Esau, the banking families, the 13 hidden families, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers. And that's the he there, that's the Luciferians. They're going to cause all, both small and great, rich and poor. Further went into that, they're going to do a Black Swan event, gradualism. They show it to you. They're crafty. To suffer in the garden was a crafty. The word there for suffer in Genesis 3, for suffer in the garden, Genesis 3, it goes into Nechash, which is going to sorcerer, one that observes. They're crafty, they watch. That wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee, written about the book of Daniel. Esau's wiser than Daniel, and Daniel was like, what? He was a very wise man of his time period. He even interpreted the king's dream. Daniel was one of the wisest men of his time period, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. What is their enterprise? MOTB Global, 1984, Orwellianism. Esau's going to come in with his palisade, his rod. Esau, nation of Israel is likened unto what? I have likened the daughter of Zion unto a comely and delicate woman, Jeremiah 6:2. What's the daughter of Zion? Symbolic name for Israel. So Esau's going to come in and try and rape the elect with his rod, his chin, and the semen will be likened unto the RFID, CHIP. Both carry information, and it's like a blood covenant too, with the token of her virginity. In the ancient world, when they would consummate the marriage, and the consummation of the marriage is the act of having sex, they would put some sort of something underneath them that would what? Absorb the blood from the hymen being pierced. Some form of paper or blanket. So, in this case, when that needle gets inserted, it's going to what? Also draw out blood. And both palisade and chin are shaped the same. I am not putting up pictures of the chin. So, Israel is likened unto what? A calming and beautiful woman. So, Esau is going to try and come into RAPE, the elect, but they're going to cry out while the 2/3 will just sit there and then take it and not cry out. And if the woman, she had a husband, if she didn't cry out, that means she was what? She was with it. But she cried out, she wasn't with it, which means she wouldn't get put to death. Deuteronomy 22, verse 23. Let's skip on down. NIV. I like NIV now. Start at 23. If a man happens to meet in the town a virgin pledged to be married and sleeps with her, you shall take both of them to the gate of the town and stone them to death. The young woman because she was in the town and did not scream for help, and the man because he violated another man's wife. You must purge the evil from among you. Who are they betrothed to? Yahweh Shai. 25. But if out in the country a man happens to meet a young woman pledged to be married and rapes her, only the man who has done this shall die. Do nothing to the woman. She has committed no sin deserving death. This case is like that of someone who attacks and murders a neighbor. For the man found the young woman out in the country, and though the betrothed woman screamed, and there was no one to rescue her. They're going to scream. And Yahweh Shai, the eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ear is open unto their cry. The eyes of the Lord, Yahweh, the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Shai upon the righteous, and his ear is open unto their cry. Written about the book of Psalms. Are upon the righteous. Because if you have the act of sex, you cannot go back on that. You can't say I repent. That's you're stuck with that marriage now. If you take the MOTB, you're stuck with it. You can't say, well, I'll take it out. I'll cut off my own hand. You're still stuck with it. You're going to be destroyed, John, here in America. Psalm chapter 34, verse 15. The eyes of Yahweh Hashem Shai, are upon the righteous, and his ear is open unto their cry. And he's not going to let his elect get what? What did it say? I believe it said violated. Marriage violations, not violated, not RAPE. Because if they are, that means Yahweh Shai can't consummate his marriage with his bride, whom is the elect, which is what? The marriage supper of the Lamb being taken and delivered into the chariots. Because when Yahweh Shai committing adultery, that ain't going. Marriage supper of the Lamb. Revelation chapter 19, verse 9. And he said unto me, right, blessed are they which are called into the marriage supper of the Lamb, that's the elect, the bride of Yahweh Shai. And he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of God Yahweh. And yes, the bride of Yahweh Shai, I consist of the elect, and the elect will consist of men, women, and children. It's symbolically, it's not literally. Yahweh Shai ain't going to be in the chariot doing it literally with the elect. No. Changed. Twinkle over an eye, the scriptures speak about. Alright, so, Slakia, the audio was not on earlier. Now it is on. And for edification's sake, let's just go back. Brother, 16 through 18.
Come on, brother. Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
That he there is after deceiver, Satanas, which in the Greek, that's Satan. Satan in the Greek is Satanas, which means adversary. And he called it all. By the way, Satan in Hebrew also means adversary. And he called it all, black swan event, causeth, something crafty he has done, like a black swan event, that's causing all, both small and great, from your friendly neighbor, to your great celebrity. Rich and poor, free and born. Free, rich, celebrity, poor, free and born. The middle class is becoming like the poor class now. Free and born. Whether you're out riding a bike or you're a prisoner in prison. To receive a mark, cherigma, MOTB, in their right hand or in their foreheads. And in Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, if you go under the word there for hand, in the Greek, it's chayer. And chayer can be either left or right hand. There it is. It could either be right or left. Yeah, his autos chayer. It didn't say autos left chayer or autos right chayer. It says autos chayer. Stick the MOTB in your toe. They say take it and swallowing it, whatever else, you will still be destroyed. Could you get a charger, brother? And that no man might buy or sell. These bankers, the he hears, these bankers, they want what? Everyone CHIP. And they deal with what? Banking. CBDC. Central Bank Digital Currency. It's going to be a digital currency, the MOTB. Save he that had the mark. You can't buy it without the mark, or the number, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You gotta have the mark of the beast, or the number, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Take the MOTB. You're going to what? Do all three. And if you can liken it, since you can liken it unto a marriage, it's like you're going to be called, a husband. A wife is called after her husband's name. You can be called after Esau's name now. Here is wisdom. 100% truth. We're to have what? Wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beasts. 100% truth. We're supposed to have understanding. Job 28:28. He that departed from evil. Departing from evil means you have understanding. You have understanding of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Now if you continue to do evil in his sight purposely, you will be destroyed, to the best of our abilities. You try to follow the Lord's 10 commandments. But we can't do it all. So the Judges chapter 5, verse 11. You go to Romans chapter 3, verse 31. It reads about, do we then nullify the law by this faith? No. Rather, we uphold the law, meaning, you don't just discard the law to the best of your abilities. Count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 600, 6. Brother already went into that. Chayin Ksai Stigma. Chayin Ksai Stigma. Stigma. Palisade. Mark pricked in or right upon the body. Will be stigma. The definition of stigma. And the palisade is going to be injected and all that. I'll read it again. A mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage. Oriental means what? Middle East or to ancient Middle Eastern usage. Slaves and soldiers bore the name or the staff of their master or commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belong to. And there are even some devotees who stamp themselves in this way with the token of their gods. Gold complex, Ezekiel 28, Esau, So you take the MOTB, now come into a covenant, marriage, blood covenant with Esau. You can't come back on it. It's like a true marriage, till death do you apart. Is that everything, brother?
That's everything.
And on that note, Shalom. Ka halal Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rekakadash Barak the Yahweh Barak the Yahushai. Shalom. The Ba'an to LGMS Great Milestone. Shalom. MOTB Breakdown. Shalom.